truth.
Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Scotty and Friends.
Scotty and Friends. Can you hear me? Hey, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? I'm in here dancing. Can you hear me? Can you see me dancing in here?
I see you partying in there.
I'm back. Hey, I had to take a break, and you know what? God works in a weird way. I took a break. We went for a year straight. Mark has been absolutely amazing. You could see some of our shows we are doing in video. Some of them we're doing live from Muck Eyes. Some of them we're doing just audio. And we're going to do a couple just audio to get back into the swing of things. But it's weird because when I decided to take a couple of weeks off to recapture my thoughts and just kind of go through some things in life, I'm going to get you guys all caught up. A couple things I want to bring up right out of the gate. I'm going to dedicate this show to a couple of my aunts. My Aunt Aggie passed away at 96 years old, lived in her house till she was probably 93, hardworking lady. And then my other aunt, Shirley, passed away the same, about 2 weeks after that, or 2 weeks before that. I don't remember what it was, but a couple of sad things in our family. And then we had some challenges in our family that we're going through. And so God works in really good ways, I guess. Because I had no idea that while I was off, a lot of these things would be going on in our lives. And so it was good because I don't know if I would have been in the right frame of mind talking with you guys with all the different heartaches that we went through. Went to Nashville a lot, been doing a whole bunch of stuff up there. Got fired from the artist that I manage. It's kind of funny. This show that we're going to do it's called Find Out Who Your Friends Are. And I learned really quickly. Well, I'll tell you this. Since 1989, I've been in management. I started out at Ponderosa Steakhouse in New Hope, Minnesota. I was a waiter, and 6 months later, I was into management. And I never in my life have been fired from anything. Last July 1st, I was fired from an artist that I help dance. Guy had nothing. And when the deal came in to cut me loose, had a major record deal, about 100 million views, Spotify through the roofs, videos over 1.5 million in a 2-year period. So did a good job with him. And Loretta Lynn's husband, Mooney, said it best in The Coal Miner's Daughter. It's one thing to get here, and it's another thing to be here. And I understand exactly what he's saying now because that makes sense. You get to a level that whatever in these people's minds are that they think that they can move on is their deal. One thing I find interesting, though, is some of the very best, and this is kind of going to be a backhand probably compliment, but some of the very best stick with who they got brought to the dance with from day one. One who comes to mind is Garth Brooks. I want to talk about him, too. He was Bob Dole was his manager from day one. Good, bad, and ugly between them. If they even had good, bad, or ugly, I don't know. But they're still together today. And it just shows to me that commitment goes a long way because without one, you don't have the other. Speaking of Garth, he's doing this Indianapolis show. Did you guys see that? I knew I wasn't going to go to Indy to watch, but I'm going to go. It's either going to be Nashville, Minneapolis, or Tampa. I will be going to some of his shows. I want to bring some friends who've never seen him before. I love doing that because I just love watching their expression they plays. My friend Mark George is a pilot, actually, and flew Garth from Oklahoma to the Wynn in Vegas. And they're not allowed to, accept gifts from artists as a professional. And that's Mark George is a complete professional when he was doing what he was doing. And Garth insisted that he come and watch. And he said that, so honestly, I knew of him. I knew a couple of his songs, but I wasn't a really big fan, no other reason, but just really wasn't until that night. And he said that after that, he goes, I've never seen something so incredibly special. So anyway, I went on Ticketmaster right at when they went on sale, and there was 400,000 people in the queue to try to get tickets. 400,000 people.
Wow.
Can you? And he had 400,000.
Yeah. For Garth, I can see it.
You know what he did? A few years ago, whenever he went on tour, he had tickets like at $79. It didn't matter if you're in the front row or the last row. And now he's at $125, I think it is. Front row or last row. It doesn't matter. All the tickets are exactly the same. You cannot resell your tickets. He's just so smart with this stuff. I mean, and then, so he's in Indy now. So he's got 2 shows. He sold them out right away. So he added 2 more shows. So now it's a total of 4 shows. And I'm thinking, how smart. You bring your staff in, you set the stage and everything up one time. You do 4 shows in a row, take the stage down and go about your merry way. That's got to be nothing but profit because you're not up and down, up and down, up and down. And right, and these other artists are charging like what, $400, $500, $600, $700 a ticket.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and they're having trouble selling out concerts a lot of times.
There's been a few shows down in Clearwater that I wanted to go see, and I thought, man, I can't help but compare you to like a Garth Brooks and go, you ain't all that, and you're going to charge me $250 for a ticket? Absolutely not.
It is.
So, hey, do you remember Air Supply?
Oh, yeah.
Mark, I flew into, last week I was in Nashville on a Saturday. I'm sitting in my room and I called Angie. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? And I got online and I saw Air Supply was playing at the Ryman Auditorium. Number 1, great venue. Number 2, I thought Air Supply, I probably know 4 songs, maybe. They're all sappy, but what the hell? I'm here alone. I'm going to go by myself. So I got online, called some people. I was like front row, side stage. And Mark, probably one of the best concerts I've seen in a long time.
I've heard that about Air Supply. I always liked Air Supply. They were big in like, what was it, the late 70s? Yeah.
He said they were together 50 years. They've been best friends ever since they met. They told the story how they met. When I thought I only knew 4 songs, I knew every song but about 2 or 3 songs. There's only like 2 or 3 songs I never heard of. The rest of them was hit after hit. I'm like, oh my, I remember that one. Oh. And the place was going crazy. It was unbelievable how they entertained. They're coming to Clearwater in November, and I'm going.
Be a good show.
Yeah, I'm going.
And they've got to be up there in age, right?
They said they've been touring for 50 years, or 51 years. They've been touring 51 years, been best friends the entire time. And the blonde-haired guy said, and I'll tell you guys something, this gentleman and we've never had an argument.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Talk about meant to be.
That's kind of Elton and Bernie Taupin are the same way. They said they've never had an argument. What's
the sense?
Yeah.
You have a gift. You're the 1% of the 1%, and you made it. What's there to argue about? That's when it pisses me off, like John Holland, whatever their name. Oh, what the fuck?
Hall &
Oates. Figure it out. Like Brooks and Dunn started to get an attitude problem. Figure it out. So they're so talented. Who cares? You're rich. You've made it. People long to see you. They can't wait to hear your music and your voice. Who cares about the other stuff? I mean, there has to come a point when you're like, okay, stop it, I would think. So all of that, this episode is called Find Out Who Your Friends Are. People, I feel, and these are just my opinions, and I'm not sure if it's really a lot about music, but when I started thinking through this, I really think it is a lot about music. Some people come in for different reasons in our life. Some will stay, some are going to teach us things, some are going to support us, some are going to redirect us. Even, painful relationships are going to carry some kind of life lesson, I feel. And I know that we all go through junk in our life, and I just figured that I would bring this up because it weighs on my heart bad when I friends or I work with somebody and I no longer work with them. I'll give you an example. When I work with Mike Estes, formerly from Leonard Skinner, now Skinny Molly Rocks, Mike and I stayed friends. I feel good friends, and to me, he doesn't need to do that. You know what I mean? Because he's got all kinds of friends, like Klon to probably be his friends, but I think he knows that I'm a real friend, and I do generally really care about him, and I would help him in any capacity. And I'm not name dropping. Please don't hear that. I'm just giving that as an example. because my high school friends that I still have today from back in 1989 are still my friends today, Scott and Todd and Pete and Adam. And some of you people that listen to this know who those people are. Friend Lane Gilliland out in North Dakota has been a dearest friend in the whole world. And, you get these friendships when you're younger. And then as you grow, you start to go, who's really your friend? And do they really have your back? And for what reason are they? And I could tell you that people that are in my life have been amazing. And I feel very blessed. So that's cool. I want to take a little short break. I want to capture my thoughts, then let's get into this. And then I have a special guest that I think will be calling in today. And I'm looking forward to speaking to this person as well. And we'll do all that right after this.
Got a song in your heart and a story to tell? At Music Road Productions, we don't just see you as another artist. We see your potential, and we build it. Whether you're laying down your first track or ready for a radio push, we offer full-service artist development, management, publishing, and promotion. From studio sessions with world-class musicians to branding, social media strategy, and radio campaigns, we handle the business so you can stay focused on your music. We make sure your songs are protected, copyrights registered, royalties collected, every tiny detail handled with care. Charting? That's not luck. That's teamwork. That's vision. That's Music Road Productions, guiding your journey from demos to billboard, from studio benches to spotlight stages. If you've got drive, talent, and a sound worth sharing, we've got the roadmap. Visit musicroadproductions.com. Music Road Productions, where real artists become real stories.
What's up, y'all? It's the world famous Drop Me Off in Nashville.
Excuse me?
Bring it on.
Oh my God! This is so fabulous!
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
You're a stupid man! A stupid man!
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Hey, welcome back to Drop Me Off in Nashville. Hey, I got to tell you, I think people who come into your life, they kind of teach you some kind of lesson, right? Some people come into your life through disappointment, betrayal, broken promises, some kind of pain. At first, you start asking yourself, why did I trust them? Why did I help them? Why did I help this artist? Why did I give them everything I have to get canned? Why did I give them another chance after they do me wrong? I'm reflecting on myself. Why did they treat me like that? You start asking yourself all these different questions. Why am I going through this? Why this? But eventually, you learn from them that you now have some kind of boundaries. You now have self-respect. You have strength in yourself. You know when to walk away because you learned that when this person came in for those bad reasons, it helped you grow as a person. That lesson may hurt, but the wisdom that they gave you will stay forever if you apply it right perfectly to your life. And I feel that's important. Like I told you, you start helping people, you work with people, you get them to the dance, you get them that meeting, you think that they're going to bring you along. And the next thing you know, they don't even know who your name is. That's why I said in the last episode, like you're playing down on Broadway, you guys, and the guy or the gal ahead of you or behind you is coming on, slap them on the back, be nice, be genuine, do something. If they make it to the dance, who do you think the first person they're going to think of? The nice person that was next to him. Hey, you want to come on tour with me? You want to be my backup singer? You want to do this? You want to write with me because you're a good person. So I like you. Those are the things that can work out. That's why I always tell you guys, be nice. It's just as easy to be nice. Don't be envious. Don't be jealous. Just be nice because you don't know that if you're one of those, you're just coming in to give them some kind of disappointment. Well, now they have a boundary set against you. They have, they have some self-respect to keep you away from them, and they know when to walk away from you because you're just a jackass. And it's not worth it. It really is. Just be nice. People, I think also they reveal who you really are. They come into your life and they challenge your patience, your character, your judgment, your values. That's tough. Because they start to reveal in how much disrespect you will tolerate, whether you can remain calm under pressure, whether you compromise your values just to be accepted. all these things that a musician wears on their, on their sleeve, whether you're willing to speak up when somebody's taking advantage of you, whether you're afraid to be alone. There's just so many different, examples of people who, when they start to reveal who you really are, when they come into your life, some of them, show you parts of yourself that you didn't even know existed. Sometimes you discover your strengths and your weaknesses because of what they did to you. Sometimes you realize being too hard to keep people who you are, never trying to keep you close to them, tough. You see it all over in Nashville, honestly, and probably in a lot of different businesses. Well, for sure in business, because business is business. They don't care about people. When did that change, I wonder? Mark, if you don't work in the corporate world, aren't you glad?
I'm very glad. I did at one point, and yeah, I don't miss it.
The people are assholes.
Well, yeah, and I mean, there's just, when you get the politics of it and all that, it's just
gross.
Yeah.
It's gross. There's no other way to say it. It's gross. So, I mean, it's just like the same thing in the entertainment industry. Have you experienced that? People just cut your throat and not think twice about it.
Yeah.
You're the best thing in the world, Mark, since sliced bread, then all of a sudden piss on you because whatever, or I got to a different level, so I don't need you anymore. How many times have you heard, hey, I'm going to bring you right along with me. You're the best thing in the world.
A lot of times.
Do you just rub your temples and go,
I say, hey, send me a check, Do
you have my right address? Anyway, you guys, I have to make lighthearted of this because find out who your friends are. It's kind of a yucky segment today, but at the same time, you just kind of go through these things. The people who support your journey, I find to be are the best people when they come into your life. They really do truly support you. They're very rare, but they encourage you. They make sure that you continue on your path, believe in you before anybody else really does. Those are the best ones. You know who that is in my life? Lane Gilliland. Lane, you always from day one said Nashville is where I should be. Whatever reason that was, or whatever you felt, or whatever you saw, I got to tell you, thanks. Changed my life because of those decisions. And another one was Daryl Olson. Told you I started in my management career in 1989. Daryl Olson was my area manager. Talk about a guy took on a chance for a young kid and groomed him into something. He was another one. They had my back, changed my life, and they're heroes to me. Even though they're my friends, they're also my heroes because of what they did to me. People like that, they'll tell you the truth even when it's uncomfortable. Those are, I feel, are your bestest friends. They'll tell you anything, and they don't disappear when the excitement dies down. Climb up that mountain. That's why I wrote Find Out Who Your Friends Are. Listen to Tracy Lawrence's song. I just saw him at the Grand Ole Opry Tuesday or Wednesday this past week with Jamie Johnson. It was Jamie's birthday. And he has a song called Find Out Who Your Friends Are. And it just threw shivers up my back. And that's why I wrote this segment. Because I thought it was right. The song is like almost perfect. When you climb up the mountain and you start slipping down, see who are the ones that are behind you holding your butt so you don't fall down and keeps pushing you. Those are the good people. They even walk beside you when life becomes difficult, and find that very, very rare. And those people to me, they really are a friend. They really are like a business associate, somebody that you can trust and work with, or they could be a fan of yours or an employee, a supporter, anything that you want to, however you want to label them. But the people who support your journey, you got to take your hat off to them and keep them real close. Hey, we're going to be right back after this.
Hey. 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 Hey.
Hey, listen.
Hey, don't go nowhere. We got more coming at you.
That's right, y'all.
What if tomorrow was too late? What if the stories, the laughter, the lessons, and the memories that make your family unique were suddenly gone? At My Virtual Roots, we help preserve the people you love most through a private, professionally affordable guided life interview. From childhood memories and family traditions to life lessons, love, faith, and wisdom, every story deserves to be remembered. Recorded in our professional studio using multiple cameras, lighting, and crystal clear audio, your legacy is captured exactly as it happened. Real, honest, and unfiltered. One relaxed and simple conversation. One take, your legacy at My Virtual Roots. Because someday your family will wish they had this. Book your session today. Time slots are filling up fast. Call 615-992-1001 or email dropmeoffinnashville@gmail.com.
Hey, welcome back to Drop Me Off in Nashville. Hey, let's do one more of these, okay? People who are only there for one reason. Have 0 likes, God. Work. Ass. Boom. It happens. Put your big boy pants on, Scotty. That's what I had to tell myself. Big boy pants on. That doesn't mean that the relationship was fake, because I think people really are nice, and that's probably my ignorance. Probably. I don't know if everybody is, fake, but I think a lot of people, this world has kind of taught us to be fake, because when you can't trust your own significant other, your own wife, husband, your business partner, hire you, the people who are there to work with you and then run to the boss and say things behind you because they want your job. Those things are all tough when you are writing a song and they go, hey, even though you wrote the majority of the song was number 1, you happen to be in the room, you wrote 2 lines, and now you go out and tell everybody that you wrote the song. Give credit to the real writer. Those are all just people that are just not in it for the right reason. Just tough, it almost like you outgrown the friendship, because they don't value you. They don't care about exactly what you've done. They're only in it for themselves. And those people are tough to deal with. The next set of people that I kind of find really weird is the people who change your direction. Well, what I'm saying, you're going to change my direction by just meeting me. How are you going to change my life? How are you going to start my career? How can that one person make me believe in myself? A friend of mine grew up next door to a friend of mine named Todd in Hibbing, Minnesota. Marnie, the cop, thank you for your service, Marnie. Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, Minneapolis. He retired, and I am writing a movie, and she said something to me a couple weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was, I don't know. Said, I'm doing now what I'm doing because of you. I grew up with Marty. I mean, she graduated together, stayed, briefly connected. She was Miss Minnesota, and so she was. I'm probably speaking out of turn. I should probably let her talk on her own. But so she decided to go into acting. She said because of me, because she said to herself, if Scotty can do this, I can do this. And now she's a member of the IMBD. She has reoccurring roles in LA. Sought after, she has an agent. Commercials, she's being invited to movies. And I thought that was the sweetest thing in the world, that somebody would look at me in that way and go, if this guy can do it, I can do it too. And then went after their dream and then actually made it. So Marty, I'm proud of you. And I heard what you said, and I thank you for those really kind. Mark, come on, give me a break, right? That's the biggest compliment.
That's the best.
I would, if I was an executive, my biggest compliment wouldn't be the raise that I got, but the guy who I got promoted underneath me. Those are the things to me that matter. I find that to be very admirable. Yep. Remember, like, one meeting in Nashville, you guys, can change your entire life. One person can change your direction. Just one meeting in Nashville can change your entire life. One person can introduce you to an opportunity that can change everything in your life. So even though you have a job and you're working on Broadway, and the next morning you're tired because you didn't get home till 4 a.m. because you closed, and some guy says, I need you to meet you at 8:00, you do not say, I'm too tired. Show up. Hardest working person, man, woman in the room. Somebody says, I need you to come in the studio. I need you to cut some vocal work for me. You show up. You don't ever say I'm too tired or I can't or I got a show. Those things are stepping stones to what you want to get to. I could be the guy sitting there with a contract in my hand saying, I'm going to sign you, but you're too tired to show up today? You're tired now? I put you on a tour bus for 250 dates. This isn't tired. Kindergarten take a nap class crap is what you're going through. You guys got to realize that take these opportunities when they come into your life, because one person can change your entire life in one meeting, one introduction, one person sitting down with you. Think about what I'm saying to you guys. Remember, it's find out who your friends are. Some people aren't going to be your friends. Some people are going to put you on paths that you're comfortable with or you don't know how to handle. Some people are going to be there by your side no matter what. And there's going to be some people that are going to be there for you for the rest of your life. And those are God's gifts. I think a lot of us are very fortunate enough to have those God's gifts. And I find that one of the best gifts that God's ever given us. So just keep your guard up, especially in Nashville, Tennessee. Make sure that when you're networking with the good people, and you're going to see the people, because once you start surrounding yourself with the good people, the bad ones, you guys, they stick out like a sore thumb, and you'll see exactly what I mean when that comes in front of you, because that's what happens. You could just tell what can they get from you? What can they take from you? How can they use you? Scott Collier is another one I want to bring up, who's just a great human being. He will help you get to the stage. He will help you. He'll teach you. He'll probably tell you that you shouldn't wear those shoes, but he's telling you for a reason. He'll probably tell you don't put those pants on because they don't look right on stage. I took a picture of you here. Look at it. I know you probably think I'm an asshole right now, but I've been doing this for 25 years, and Scott's probably going, and I shouldn't be speaking for Scott. I'm just saying, don't do it like this because this is what this looks like. I'm trying to make you better. I'm trying to guide you in a way to make your career better, because I learned the hard way, and I didn't have anybody like me saying, do this, do that, do this. I had Uncle John Taylor, who ran Tootsie's, but I didn't have that guy on the side who would, come in and take a picture of me or sit me down or ask me to go to lunch and then go through stuff with me. There's 2 shows I did with Scotty Collier. Check them out. There's a segment 1 and a segment 2. And Scott did a really good job of explaining that, a lot better than I can. And when he did it in a way that made a lot of sense. So listen to those episodes. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about, any of my Nashville artists out there. Hey, and by the way, we're at 10,000. Even after the break, you guys hung in there. You watched some repeats. I got a bunch of messages saying that when you get to come back on, we miss your show, which was really cool. So thank you for that. And I have a special guest calling in. Let me take a break. Let me get a drink of water. Let me go pee. And then let's talk to this special guest here in a second. We'll be right back. Okay, you guys?
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Ready. Let's do this. It's showtime. Please pay attention. Stop what you're doing and welcome our guest.
Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for listening today. I hope I didn't go on no rampager, get too weird on this one, but I just thought it was important that after, like I said, going to watch Tracy Lawrence and having him sing that song and kind of just going through everything that I've been going through, I just thought this episode really went hand in hand on how the music industry really works and the people who are your friends and the people who aren't. So thanks for that. Oh, yes. We have a special guest. Hello?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Mark, can we hear him go okay?
Yep.
Checking with my producer here to make sure everything is good.
Yep, hear him great.
Hey, everybody. I just want to introduce you to Jim Eliason. How are you, Jim?
I am wonderful for a Sunday morning.
Yes, you were up at the cabin?
We live on Swan Lake in Pengilly. In the summer, we have a camper at the campground, so we're there pretty much every weekend. Yeah.
I grew up in Hibbing, as you know. I was pretty good friends with your brother, Scott. If it's okay with you, can I talk about that a minute?
Absolutely.
Hey, Scotty and I graduated together in 1989, and a couple of days ago, you put a post on there that he died 34 years ago. Is that correct? He died of cancer, correct?
Yep, he was diagnosed with cancer 5 days after you guys graduated, and he lived until he was 21.
Where did it start? Where did he get it?
Well, he was having, I don't know if you remember, but he played on the 1989 Hibbing state basketball team and went to the state tournament, and he was having back problems, and they found some lumps under his armpits, and they said, you should probably go get these checked out. And that's one thing led to another, and that's how it all started.
What a great guy. I remember his curly hair. We would walk in Hibbing High School hallways, and anytime I'd walk by Scotty, he would say the same thing. He'd go, "Hi, Scott." I go, "Hi, Scott." And we would pass, but it was like an every single day thing. It never failed. In our high school years, I hung out with different people than what Scotty did, but when we were younger, Scott and I hung out together quite a bit. I was at your house and everything.
Correct, absolutely.
It was, we always had that connection every day, no matter what, which was really special to me. And so I've noticed also, ever since Facebook has been around, you've been honoring Scott every single year, which I find very admirable.
Yeah, it's really the only way I can do it. Yeah. My parents are both gone. My older brother is now gone, so Facebook's it.
Facebook's it. Yeah, yeah. Your mom and dad are on each side of Scotty, right? If I remember right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you for letting me bring him up and honor him today. I thought it was really important. But hey, thanks for calling in. Listen, we grew up in a town called Hibbing, Minnesota, iron ore town. So up there we have, Bob Dylan, of course, super famous, and then Kevin McHale. Kind of cool, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, my house, I get the privilege of driving by Bob's house, childhood home, every day because I live 2 blocks away.
Yeah, so remember when the Lindstroms live on the corner there?
Yep.
Yeah, so you live right in that area there?
Yeah, I'm actually a little south of that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
2 blocks.
It was purple, Bob's house, Bob Dylan's house. What color did they paint
Correct. It? Yeah, it's kind of a cream color now.
So are people allowed to go through it?
Yeah, you can call the owner of the house. You can call, I don't know the number, but there's a number you can call and he gives tours. And you'd be amazed how many people, I mean, I drive by there and there's people standing in the yard taking pictures, knocking on the door for a tour. It's like every day.
Yeah, I would imagine. He's pretty special to the community for sure. It's a heck of a claim to fame. There's been a lot of people that came out of Nashville that's done very well for themselves. I think it's because we shovel so much snow, right, Jim?
Yeah, we do that a lot. I'm getting really tired of that. The last couple winters have been nice, though. Knock on wood. I remember the snowstorm of '91.
Oh, God.
That was probably the worst snowstorm I've ever, unfortunately, been in part of living in Hibbing. I think we took 3-4 days to get everybody shoveled out.
Yeah, that was brutal. I think we got 18 inches in one day. I try to tell my friends, I say, whenever it snows, I shoveled 3 times. First, the snow came down, then the wind blew, and then the snowplow came by, and I had to do it again.
Absolutely. The worst part was the snowplow.
Yeah, then my asshole dad, after we all left the house, he went and bought a big old tractor, so we didn't have to do it no more.
Well, you had a big yard over there.
Shoveled.
I spent a lot of time in the neighborhood over at Jeff Cowling's.
Yeah, Jeff Calling. I just saw him not too long ago. It's doing well. I'm sorry to all my other listeners out there. I'm playing catch up here with Jim, but there's a reason for it. I don't get to do this very often, so just bear with us. Hibbing has brought out a lot of really hard-working people. Wouldn't you say that, Jim? I mean, we learned how to work hard up there.
You had no choice. Your parents made you.
Yeah, it was part of your upbringing, whether you liked it or not, you're going to work.
Absolutely. And, your dad worked hard, whether he was in the mines or not. There were other jobs still, but the mines was the biggest influence in this area. And they worked that shift work. I mean, I never knew when my dad was going to be home when he was at the mines.
Funny, when I graduated in '89, my dad wrote standouts. I'll never forget it. He had his coffee cup on the garbage can, and we're just sitting there, and he goes, well, what are you going to do? So I'm trying to figure that out. And he goes, well, you have two choices. You can go take a 40-year-old guy's job away at the mine because they'll hire you and fire him and screw his family up, or you can get out of here and go get yourself another life. So it was a very easy decision for me at that time because I knew exactly what he meant. I don't know if one of his friends lost his job or he experienced that. I didn't know. But he gave me some pretty good advice, and I took it to heart. And I thought that's a brutal industry because they probably would fire some guy and bring me in half the paycheck just to make the numbers work up on that iron ore range. Yeah. That's too bad. So you're into comedy now. You're doing well with it. Let's talk about it.
I've done a little bit of it.
What do you mean by that? Like, how did that ever start for you? Were you just tired of being sad? I mean, you had a lot of loss in your life for sure. Or did it come natural? Or were you out drinking a beer and the guy's like, you're funny? Like, how did it start?
Yeah, pretty much give me a beer around the campfire. I tell all the jokes. And there was a guy coming to Hibbing. His name is Fred Rubino. He's out of Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
Famous comedian. And he has his own podcast also.
Great.
He does a cooking show, believe it or not. But anyways, he was coming to Hibbing and he was going to be performing. Remember where the Moose Lodge was, right next to Mike's Pub?
Yeah, downtown on Howard Street there.
Oh, yeah. It's now burned down, but he was going to be performing. So Mike's Pub, he did an advertisement. They were doing a competition, an audition for somebody to open for this guy. And my wife says, you need to do this. I said, no, I ain't doing that. She goes, no, you need to tell your jokes, but put a story behind them, and you need to do this. So I went to the audition thinking there's going to be all these people there, and there were 70 people there just to watch, and they got to vote on it. Well, of course, some of them were my friends. They just came to heckle me. And I ended up winning, and I ended up opening for Fred Rubino. And then the next year he came back, and he texted me and says, you don't need to audition. You're opening again.
Oh, that's really nice.
And and then I don't know if you remember a guy, the Pavich family here in town, but yeah. Rudy Pavich is also a famous comedian. And he was here a couple years ago, and they asked me, he didn't ask me, but someone else asked me to open for him. And when I got there, I don't think Rudy was too happy about it. And he's like, well, how much do you have? Can you limit it to like 4 minutes? I'm like, what?
Wow.
Okay. So I got done, and he came running to me. He goes, we had another show at 7 o'clock that night. He goes, 7 o'clock, you do as long as you want.
Oh.
And that's probably the biggest compliment I've ever had.
That's when you kind of stick your chest out a little bit, Jim, and kind of go, hey, this might be working for me.
Yeah, but I've done it a few times here. I'm never going outside, maybe Duluth, I'll go do it or something, but it's fun. I still tell jokes at the lake.
Yeah. I could hear, like I said, I was going to go with this when I first had you pick up the phone, but your accent is really strong and I can really hear it. People tell me that I have a bad one here, but I could really hear yours. Mark.
Yes.
Can you hear his accent?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it neat?
Yeah, I can always tell that Minnesota accent.
Jim, say hi to Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hey, Jim, how you doing, buddy?
I listen to you all the time, so it's kind of neat actually meeting you.
Hey, that Mark was going to work for Rush Limbaugh. That's how famous this guy is, sitting by the other side of glass of me, Jim. He's an incredible human being.
Well, I love listening to you guys on the podcast. I've listened to every single episode. I'm waiting for more.
We appreciate that more than you know. So let's talk about the Iron Range a little bit more. So anybody up there, I hope they don't get upset with me. But honestly, Jim, I'm a little disappointed in the town. And I say that without merit. I haven't been there since '89. But the thing is like when you go to Rapids in Virginia and you see, all the different companies are coming there and things are building and it just doesn't seem like Hibbing can get anything going. Do you feel that way or am I speaking out of turn?
No, you're 100% right. And I think the whole community feels that way. I don't think you'd have one person in Hibbing that would disagree with you.
A few years ago, I tried to bring some national acts up there, and I will tell you, man, I thought, let's just give them some kind of entertainment. I saw that Winona Judd was up in Chisholm. Again, not Hibbing, but Chisholm.
Yep.
Not Hibbing, but Mark, when I say...
We really don't have anywhere in Hibbing.
But, I saw Charlie Pride at the
At the high school.
Yeah, at the high school, which was a cool auditorium to be in. The sound was good in there for sure. But I think like we talked about at the grandstands at the Raceway, doing a show there. So then we ended up doing one out at the airport, and we brought in some guys from Skinner and Tommy Two-Tone and a bunch of them. And I tell you, it was like pulling teeth. And I'll never, ever, 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 ever do it again.
No, it just seems like Hibbing just doesn't support anything. And I'm going to sit here in Hibbing and say it. I don't care who hears me. They don't support anything, but then they complain because we don't have anything.
I think that's just the thing. I saw that the bowling alley's now for sale. That we lost Suburban Lanes. Okay, fans, again, I'm reminiscing about our hometown. I hope I'm not boring you, but maybe you have this going on in your hometown as well. You just kind of understand why the trajectory isn't to get the town more things, more taxes coming in, draw more people. Growing up in Hibbing was a beautiful community. All the lakes that are around there, the walleye fishing that can be done. Just all of that is, and the people are just so nice. The Sammy's Pizza up there is an incredible restaurant. There's just so much things that Hibbing has to offer. Bob Dylan, like we talked about, our beautiful high school that we went to. It's one of a historical event or an historical building for sure in the United States. It's wonderful. And it's just sad to me to watch it go down. I think when I graduated, there was 21,000 and I was there last, was it 12 or 18,000 left? No?
I think we're down to
15,000, yeah. Well, you got to work in the mines. That's your biggest choice, right?
Well, and you also got to remember when we were kids, most families had a minimum of three kids in the family.
Right.
You had
4.
You had 4, right?
Yep.
So that today that would be a huge family.
Right.
So it does make a difference. The numbers will be lower because people just aren't having as many kids. I know a lot of these younger people, they have 1, they quit. If they have 2, they're done.
Yeah, I have 2 daughters, and neither one of them have any interest in having any at all.
Correct.
That's so sad. I wonder what that is. The cost of living has become absolutely stupid.
I think it's because they like their toys. They how many, everybody, I golfed with a banker one day, and I was kind of looking for a side-by-side for out on the trails, and I was talking to a banker, and I said, hey, with these mines laying off, you got any side-by-sides that people quit paying on? He laughed at me. He goes, they'll quit paying on their house before they quit paying on their side-by-side.
Yeah, they're going to keep the toys and get rid of the house.
Yeah, so,
people need
snow. Both parents are working. I know when I was a kid, my mom was at home until I was at least in grade school. Then she went to work.
Right. Yeah, my mom was home 24/7. She didn't have a job either. She was always there for us. And as an adult, I really appreciate that now for sure, because I will tell you, I was such a little shit that I would have got in so much trouble, Jim. That wouldn't have been good.
We still got in trouble.
Yeah,
it's just
no doubt
like
about it.
I've always told people, we grew up in Hibbing. You had to behave yourself because they might not have known who you were really, but they knew your parents.
They knew your parents. Yeah, my dad used to always tell me, he goes, if you get in trouble by the cops, you're safer there than coming home, so you're better off in a jail cell.
Absolutely.
AKA, Scotty never went to jail and never got in trouble.
Nope. Me neither.
Do you remember all those bonfires out in the middle of the woods with the kegs and all that we used to have?
I gotta spoil that moment. I'm one of the nerds that never went to one.
You never went to any of them?
I never went to a kegger.
Yeah, that's what they were called, you guys. It was this kegger. So all these people, we get somebody to buy us a couple of kegs of beer, those big 16-gallon, and we'd put them in the back of a truck, get your stupid Solo cups, and we'd start a big, huge fire out in the middle of the woods and sit there and drink beer. And you're almost like asking for trouble, right, Jim?
Absolutely.
And it happened.
The cops can see the fire.
The cops can see the fire. But we did it anyway because we're just so stupid. We just didn't realize we were burning railroad ties and tires and wood. And
tires.
Come on. Just the dumbest thing you could ever think of we did. And but on the other side of that, what else were we going to do? There was, we had the roller rink, but my dad closed it because people can't stop coming. There was only hockey in the winter time. So what were kids to do? We didn't have anything like a place to go. The movie theater or the mall, I guess, was probably the next best thing that we had for entertainment.
Well, and the parking lot of Hardee's restaurant was where everybody hung out on a Friday night if there wasn't a football game.
Right. Or you're at home learning your instrument or trying to figure out what you're going to do or how the hell you're going to get out of that city. Hey, listen, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back after this.
Hold up now, quick pit stop. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you follow and Drop Me Off in Nashville on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Amazon Music, and Audible. All them good places your mama listens when she's cleaning the house. All right, let's get back to the madness.
Hey, welcome back to Drop Me Off in Nashville. I'm talking with Jim Eliason. Hey, you graduated in 85, what was it?
1985.
1985, yeah. And I graduated in 1989. My brother Mark was 88. Yeah, I think so. So this last segment, what we kind of do, Jim, is we kind of let everybody just kind of have the mic. You can talk about whatever you would like to talk about. If there's anything that you missed that you'd like to talk about, if there's anything that you're working on or company you're working with or something that you're doing in your personal life or your comedy, anything you want to plug, you're welcome to do that as well. Want to talk, have a joke or two you'd like to share with everybody, you're welcome to do that. So kind of the mic is yours at this point.
Oh, perfect. Careful what you ask for. No, I just wanted to I want to throw some recognition out there to a classmate of mine. He was a neighbor of yours. His name was Don Gabrielson.
Oh, yeah.
And Don, his parents owned, I can't remember the name of it, but it was that lawn and garden, Stanley's. Remember Stanley's?
Yeah, I do.
And so Don, after we graduated in 85, he joined the Navy.
Okay.
And a couple of years ago, Don he retired as a rear fleet admiral, which is equivalent to a 4-star general.
Thank you for your service, man. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That is, I don't know if he listens to your podcast, but he should.
Wow.
And he was a good friend of mine in school, and I just... these other people get a lot of recognition, the Kevin McHales, Bob Dylans, and they deserve it. But there's other people out there that have done great things, and I had the privilege a couple of years ago of emceeing Hibbing did a 100-year anniversary of the Hibbing High School, and I was asked to MC the alumni night. And I dug up some people, but Don Gabrielson needs the recognition. That's a heck of a career.
You couldn't have said that any better. And to me, he holds more merit to me than a Bob Dylan and a Kevin McHale put together. This man went out. These guys did it on their talents, which is great. But this guy put his life on the line, number one, day one, didn't know where it was going to end up. And then years later became who he was, all because of hard work and dedication to this nation. So my hat's off to him. Thank you, Don, for everything you've done.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Hey, tell me a joke. You got a couple?
I got one. So my jokes are about family. They're actually jokes, but then my wife told me if you're going to do comedy, you gotta have a routine. You gotta have something that like you talk about. You gotta have your whatever you call it, your blue hat.
Yep. Your brand.
You got your brand. You gotta have your brand. So my brand is I tell stories about family. Some might be true, some might not be true, but one of them I tell is about my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law got a job. He has a stuttering problem, and so he calls me one day and he said he got a job, and I said, "So what are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I'm going door to door and I'm just selling Bibles." And I said, "Really? How'd you get that job?" Well, to make it short and sweet, there were 3 people applying. Whoever sold the most Bibles got the job. Well, the first guy comes back and he sold 6 Bibles. Next guy sold 39. The boss looks at my brother-in-law. He goes, "How many Bibles did you sell?" He sold, "Well, I sold 7. 140 Bibles." He goes, "Well, how'd you sell that many Bibles?" And he says, "Well, I went up to the door and I said, well, I'm selling these Bibles and you can either buy one or I'm going to read it to you." So it's just good humor, good campfire fun.
What's wrong with you?
Many things.
Where do we begin, huh? That was good, man.
Exactly.
Did you just write that one, or did you use that as part of your audition when you got those gigs?
That was part of my audition.
That's
Back
good.
to my audition. I got to tell a quick story about my audition. I had friends that were to heckle me, and when I got done, they came up and said, "We didn't know you were this funny."
No, that's awesome. That's when those compliments are great. Hey, today I talked about Marnie Elias. Remember her, Marnie? And then
I do remember her.
Todd. Yeah, she's an actor now. She said that I inspired her. She's been out in L.A. She's got some gigs. She's now on the IMBD. She's considered a professional. She's hired for commercials. She did a movie up in Virginia, actually. Just got back from LA. She's doing very well for herself. And I just talked about just a bunch of people up there on this episode, because this episode is labeled "Find Out Who Your Friends Are." And I kind of wanted to bring in you on this one because it's just been great. Like I said, being friends with your brother all those years, and sorry for his passing. That's no fun for sure. He holds a memory, I think, in many people's hearts. And I can't imagine losing everybody in your family, Jim. That's got to be very, very, very trying.
Oh yeah, but still got my wife, still got my kids.
Hey, speaking of that, we did a song for your wife. How did that go over?
Oh, yeah, that song's still going over. I really appreciate your help with that. I wanted to write a song for our 35th anniversary. I had absolutely no idea how to do it. Scott, you helped me. It was perfect. I remember I sent it to you and you said, "Do you mind if I play with this a little bit?" And I think you sent it back in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that just got better.
Well, no, thanks for saying that. But the truth of the story has to come from your heart. And I felt like it did. I wanted to put a different spin on it. That's all. So I'm glad she liked it. So that's good. It's a good memory.
Yeah. Nope, she did. But then I do have a couple things to say about your show.
Please.
One thing is I'd like to give a shout out to Mark there for his bumpers. I think his bumpers are absolutely fantastic.
Appreciate it.
You know, most people on the podcast probably skip by the bumpers. I listen to them.
They're so good, man. They are so good. I've never once said to him, "Will you redo that?" Because the wittier they are, the better they are. I laugh my ass off. I love it. Thank you for saying that about him.
No, I do too. They're very well done. And the other thing, you asked me a question about what I'd like to see more on your show.
Yeah.
Those email questions that your wife asked you.
Yes.
Those were like just spot on.
It was fun because to get to people's attention and to really, there's a lot of assholes in the world, Jim, and I've got my share of those people too. But the people who really care and are trying to do better in their life, they're very, very sweet.
Yeah, no, when you answered people's email questions, I think you did a great job with it. And telling, so I'm not ever going to be a songwriter. I'm never going to be a singer. I listen to your show, number one, because you're from Hibbing, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal to me.
Thanks.
I would not continue to listen to your show if it wasn't entertaining.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
The other thing I really like is when you tell us normal folk, if we ever come to Nashville, where to go.
Yeah, what to do.
You've done that. You're like, go here, go here. You don't have to be a music guy. You want to have fun, go get drunk, have fun.
Yeah. If you want to be a history guy, go see this stuff because it's absolutely amazing. To be able to walk through presidents' homes in Nashville is unbelievable. To go to Johnny Cash's cabin, just go hang out in his house, it's pretty cool. To go out to Loretta Lynn's like I did a couple weeks ago and hang out in her house and hang out in her museum and talk to her people that are on tour with her and visit with her family is pretty amazing. And those kind of things are all open to the fans. I just don't think they know about them. And that's why I'm always like, I stay, here's a shout out to Best Western. Every time I go to town, I stay in one of the Best Westerns in the Nashville area. And anytime I'm in an elevator and I see a couple going up and down, or they're talking and they don't know what to do that day or where they're going to go, I always say, get in your car, drive an hour and go to Loretta Lynn's ranch. We'll take that memory back with you for the rest of your life because it's absolutely amazing. I was in there one time, Jim, and Loretta Lynn runs her gift shops. Loretta Lynn's best friend runs her gift shop. And they had a mug in there for $25. And she said that, I thought it was cool. It was like like when our grandma and grandpa used to bake stuff in the oven, they had this, it was like a thicker material it was like it wasn't like a regular coffee mug. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was really thick.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you could you could bake bread in there, whatever you want. But she came in there and she said, the first time ever, Loretta got mad at me and said, why is this $25? This is a coffee cup. None of my fans pay that kind of money for anything they have here. And the girl was like, well, it costs this much. She goes, I don't care. That's not what we do here. This is about the experience of being here at the ranch. We're not here to take their money. And ever since then, I just thought that's incredible. It wasn't about the money. It was about the experience, and people be able to take something home with them from Loretta Lynn was, kind of find that kind of stuff really interesting. Then you meet these other assholes that just get in the music industry, Jim, and I'll tell you what, I can almost point them out now who's going to make it and who's not going to make it and how long they're going to make it because of their attitude, how they conduct themselves, and when they're in public, how they treat their people. And it's because 18 years in this business, I've seen it pretty much all. And it's almost sad because they're so lucky, Jim, to get that opportunity in the first place. They say 1% make it, and then out of that 1%, those are the people that become famous. So it's 1% of 1%. And when you have such a gift, or you got such a lucky break, and you made it, or you have a song on the radio, and you go out and you piss on your fans, that they don't last. It's so sad. Did you go to the Winona concert? Are you a fan of her?
I'm a fan of all country music. We did not.
You missed a good one.
We were out at the lake, and that's what I heard. It actually got started really late because it, of course, had to. There was a rainstorm that came through, the thunderstorm, lightning, so they had to shut it down for a while.
Right.
And but she went on later that night and did her entire performance, I guess. I had some friends that went. She's
seen her multiple times, been in multiple rooms with her. She is phenomenal. If I could say, she's probably one of the better singers in Nashville with voice control. It's her. And she doesn't do anything really fancy. She just sings her hind end off. So if you ever get the opportunity to go see her again, don't miss out on that one, okay?
All right.
Hey, thank you for calling in today. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're up at the cabin and you made it back to Hibbing to make this call. And so thanks you for all your nice words, and thanks for sharing your stories, and rest in peace, Scotty.
All right, and thank you for thinking of Scott.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. And tell your wife hello, and I hope to run into you sometime when I get back to the Iron Range.
Sounds good.
Bye, Jim.
All right.
Hey, that was Jim Eliason from Hibbing, Minnesota. Just great to have him call in and say hi. It was wonderful to visit with him today. Thanks, Mark, for everything, man. I appreciate you letting me do this.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, it came off great, and find out who your friends are. He couldn't have called in at a better time, that's for sure. Thanks for listening to Drop Me Off in Nashville, you guys, and we'll talk to you next week, okay? Thanks.
Thanks for joining Scotty and Friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Drop Me Off in Nashville family. Engineering and production provided by Podcast Production Music.
Well, Nashville, can't thank you enough for all the time.
Y'all come back now. Here